Well, hey, friends, welcome back to another episode of the Therapy Show. Today, I am diving into the world of pod course promotion and exploring the power of various marketing tactics. So, get ready to take your continuing education or pod course to new heights as I talk about and unravel the secrets of successful promotion. So, if you haven't listened to last week's episode, be sure to go back and listen to that after this one, where I talk about how to create your first pod course. I'm going to use the word pod course to keep it simple, but pod course is really a podcast and a self study course. So, you don't have to do a pod course. You can do a self study course, you can do a video course. But really, when I say pod course, I am really just referring to that my pod courses are self study courses, but they're done through audio content. All right, so you've created an amazing pod course or self study course packed with knowledge and tons of excitement. Now it's time to let the world know all about it. So let's talk about different marketing tactics that will help you spread the word and attract those eager learners. So I want to start with leveraging social media. So platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even Twitter are just waiting for you to shine your pod courses on, because you can create visually appealing posts that highlight key aspects of your course. You can use eye-catching graphics, images, engaging videos to grab attention. You can share testimonials and success stories from previous customers or participants to build that trust and credibility. You can also offer behind the scenes glimpses into your pod course or self study course creation and the process that you use to create those and kind of give people like a behind the scenes look. And social media isn't just for sharing cute cat videos or dog videos in my book, or for checking out those amazing recipes or mouth-watering food pics that people post. It's a gold mine for promoting your courses, your pod course, and reaching your target audience. So get creative and have some fun with it. So, how do you grab attention on these platforms? That is the big question. But I want to encourage you to take your time with this and to not get stressed out or overwhelmed or frustrated if you don't see a instant sale of your course when you make that one post on social media. Okay, it's going to take time, it's going to take consistency of effort, and it's going to take testing and retesting of different types of posts. But start with visually appealing posts. I'm talking about images, I'm talking about graphics, like I said, short videos that are going to stop people from scrolling and pay attention to what it is that you're sharing or that you're offering. So you could also do on Instagram, you can do those carousel posts showcasing the highlights or the benefits of your course, what people are going to learn in a really visually captivating way. Also, I know I mentioned the power of testimonials and success stories, because when you share glowing reviews from those previous customers who've experienced the magic or the convenience of your pod course, and they have awesome things to say, that is going to once again up the credibility as well as the trustworthiness of what it is that you are, what you've created. You can, use those like quote graphics also. Those kinds of things to highlight testimonials, I think, work just great. But seeing real people praise your course builds trust and might convince others to join in and purchase your course. Okay, so we can get a little personal here if you guys are okay with that. You can offer behind the scenes glimpses into your pod course creation process. You can show your audience the real you, the one preparing the content, recording the episodes, or collaborating with those in your field. You can pull back the curtain and let them in on the excitement. And being authentic goes so far in building trust and connecting with your potential learners. I'm not a really huge fan of showing these solo episodes on video because I feel like it's weird. Like I'm just talking to, I'm just like talking to my computer, but this is what a solo episode looks like, me talking to my computer. So I wanted to show you guys. So if you're listening on the podcast app, be sure to head over to my YouTube channel. Oh, I'll say that fast 3 times. My YouTube channel to see what it looks like, a kind of behind the scenes glimpse. Like this is my podcast studio. It's a portion of my bedroom. I have a desk, I have my microphone set up, and I have my computer. I mean, this is it. It's nothing fancy, but it's kind of fun to see like the behind the scenes of what it really looks like and what's really going on here. I have got a kid in the other room because she's home for summer break and she could come running in at any second. I hope that's not the case because I know she can hear me in the other room. But this is real life. And I think that it's just a nice way to, to show everybody that, I'm just like you. I'm building a side income here in between working with clients and, promoting what it is that I do. But I digress. Sorry about that little monologue. Let's get back to sharing on social media. Okay, so like I said, I'm showing behind the scenes, but show this on social media, share a little video, share some pictures. And also remember that social media is a two-way street. We're not just on social media to post and then run away. You must engage with your audience through comments, direct messages, and live Q&As if you're open to that. Respond to their questions, give your best answers, give insightful answers, and get the conversation flowing because your willingness to connect and help will make your audience feel valued and eager to enroll in your continuing education course or your pod course. All right. So another thing that you can do on social media is you guys are in probably 5,000 different Facebook groups for therapists like I am. I'm just kidding. I don't think there's really 5,000 Facebook groups, but sometimes it sure feels that way. But I believe that those therapist Facebook groups are amazing, and the folks that run them, I have to give them massive props because I could probably just be a full-time job in itself when you get into those groups. There are like thousands and thousands of members. So find out which of the therapist groups your ideal customer is hanging out in, and then go and be social in that group. Add value where you can, network, make connections, answer questions, keep an eye out for those posts or comments that you can chime in and give your 2 cents and really be of value and help others. I mean, really, that's kind of the fastest way to the know, like, and trust. When you can add value, you can give helpful answers, show that you can help them solve their problem, and it can go so far. Okay. Another tip that I have when it comes to, social media and marketing, or even just kind of marketing overall, is it's kind of, I guess you can make these connections on social media. Maybe you're going to connect with other influencers or expert in your field or niche or audience, but work to connect with them and to collaborate in any way that makes sense for you. You can maybe connect with another like-minded therapist who's doing something similar, and you guys can cross promote each other's trainings or courses. Maybe they have a podcast. Maybe they would have you as a guest on their podcast. And then what you can really do to take it up to the next notch is offer a special promotion to that podcast, their listeners. So, for example, when I was on Joe Sanok's podcast not too long ago, I had a special code that I created for anybody listening to his podcast who wanted to grab one of my pod courses for free. So that code was given to Joe's audience, and then they were then able to get a free pod course when they used Joe's code from me. So other things that I've done in the past, I've worked with Dr. David Hall. I co-hosted a training with him on 3 secrets to continuing education. That was really fun. I definitely grew my email list from doing that webinar with him. What other things have I done? I've worked with, other podcasters in the PsychCraft network, where I've given also a promo code to get a free pod course or a discount on a pod course, that kind of stuff. So I look to connect with other podcasters that are, podcasting to my target audience, which is really LPCs, LMFTs who need convenient and on the go continuing education or prefer to learn that way, right? So that's my audience. And I'm taking a guess that a lot of those listening to those PsychCraft Network podcasters or Joe Sanok or the Practice of the Practice, all of those things, all those podcasts out there, chances are that's his audience too, right? Because he's talking about therapist related topics. If you're a therapist, you need continuing education. It just makes really good sense in my mind. So I've been working to connect and to collaborate with other podcasters who we share a similar audience. So I hope that makes sense. So I've gone over a couple things when it comes to like social media, leveraging social media, how you can use it, how you can go into those Facebook groups and add value. When you have those Marketing Monday posts in so many of those Facebook groups, I know it can feel overwhelming, and it's definitely worth your time to take an hour and to post in the ones that offer those Marketing Mondays or whatever they offer, to go in and to promote what it is that you do. I think a lot of the times it's great to have a email list that you can get people to jump onto. And that's kind of like, a freebie, a lead magnet, an opt-in, where they're going to give you their email and you're going to give them something of value that they want. So let's talk a little bit about email marketing, because by building an email list and utilizing this super powerful tool, you are going to create a really strong connection with your potential buyers, learners, customers. So, first things first, build an email list. If there's one thing I wish I had done sooner, it's build an email list, because social media can go away at any second. We've seen that happen. We've seen Instagram go down. We've seen Facebook go down, but you own your email list. You own it. It is yours. You don't have to worry about if all of a sudden you get kicked off one of those platforms. You still have your email list. It is your main communication with your ideal customers. Okay. So, how do you build an email list? I have a couple podcast episodes on building email lists. I have an awesome interview with Liz Wilcox, who is a email guru. Love her stuff. So, I'll put those links in the show notes so you guys can go back and listen to those episodes. But you want to offer a valuable free resource or exclusive content related to your pod course in exchange for their email address. I mean, this could be an ebook, a downloadable guide, a checklist, a worksheet. And what I have done is, in the beginning, I gave away a free pod course. I said, sign up for my email list and you can get one free continuing education contact hour. Over time, I have changed that to get half off of a pod course. And that's still the lead magnet on my website today. So if you were to go to lisamuster.com/pod courses, you would see a little thing on the bottom left pop up that says get half off your first pod course. So a lot of people sign up for that. And that is how I build my email. Another email list that I have that is doing really well is a 50 ideas to generate more income for therapists. That lead in, or that lead magnet or freebie, does really well too, because I'm talking to a lot of therapists right now who are looking to create an additional stream of income outside of the therapy room. And so that is something that they want, is they want to know what ideas are out there for them. So that freebie converts really well too. Okay, so think about what it is that you could offer that you can get people onto your email list. I mean, provide something that showcases the value and expertise that you bring to the table. And so once you've built your email list, it is now time to put your email marketing skills to work. So you want to email them. I like to email my list weekly. It keeps them informed and excited about what it is I have going on. At least I hope it keeps them excited. I do share updates about, pod courses that I'm working on. I talk about, sneak peeks into upcoming episodes, or sometimes I just talk about things that are happening in our field and that align with pod course topics that I already have. But don't forget to pay attention to what your subscribers' interests are and what they're telling you and what their engagement levels are. So you can also segment your email list to create targeted campaigns that speak directly to each group. So, for example, if you have a part of your email list that's really into wanting to learn meditation techniques, you can segment it out and send them exclusive tips, guided meditations, or, recommend resources to deepen their practice. Also, I want to say you can offer special exclusive discounts in your email marketing, and these can work wonders. So oftentimes I will promote a discount to my email list, but not share it on social media, because it surprises my listeners or my subscribers with limited time discounts that they can only get if they're on my email list. And, they're time sensitive. So it does create a sense of urgency and exclusivity that encourages them to take action and seize on that opportunity. I also ask them for feedback. I ask them questions. I say, can you fill out this form for me, this survey? I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are. And I think asking them, and at least when I get asked on an email, it helps me feel like my input is definitely appreciated. So I want to foster that with my listeners, with my audience, is that, I don't have a Facebook group. And I've thought about that over the years, creating one. And for a number of reasons, maybe I'll come back and do pros and cons of having a Facebook group. But right now, it just doesn't make sense for me. I prefer to market and promote in the ways that I've been doing it. I feel like it's a better use of my time. But once again, I digress. But anyway, asking for feedback, it does help foster that sense of community and involvement. And remember that, like I said, consistency is really important in email marketing. So, like I said, I like to do a weekly email. Sometimes I do, a special announcement, but I try not to email them more than one time a week. I don't want to overwhelm them, but I also don't want to be forgotten. Okay. All right. So, let's now move on to paid marketing or paid advertising, because that is something that I have used for my pod courses, my continuing education, and I feel like that has been really great for me. Definitely the free stuff, like the organic stuff, like say social media, email marketing has been awesome. But I really, really, really love putting a little bit of money towards paid advertising to take my stuff to the next level. Okay. So we have platforms like Google Ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and Pinterest ads. They all provide incredible opportunities to reach your target audience. All right. So using Google Ads, if you have a really good strategy and really good ad placement, you can get to the top of the Google search. I don't know how much that is going to cost you, but it is possible. You can also use Facebook and Instagram ads that are going to showcase the benefits of your course. I have done Facebook ads in the past. They did help me grow my list. I love Pinterest because I feel like it gives me the best return on my budget. It also gives me the best conversion rate to people signing up for my email list, signing up to buy a course. I just really love Pinterest, and there are therapists on Pinterest. And the cool thing about Pinterest, it's different than Facebook and Instagram. So Pinterest is not a social media platform. Pinterest is a search engine. So think about it. When you get on Pinterest, what are you doing? You are looking for certain things. Maybe you're looking for ideas for your therapist office, your decor. Maybe you're looking for a worksheet. And I'm just thinking about therapists here. I mean, I get on Pinterest to look at all kinds of stuff, right? Recipes, workouts, nails, fashion, all the things I'm typing in what it is that I want. And plenty of people are getting on Pinterest and typing in continuing education for counselors. So what I like to do is spend my money over on Pinterest. That seems to be the best bang for my buck right now. Okay, so what is it that I specifically do to promote and market my pod courses? All right, I'm going to tell you what I do, and I've already gone over a lot of this in this episode. So think about what it is that you want to create, who you are trying to sell it to, where do they hang out, and what solution do you provide with your course? Okay. So you need to think about that for you, because I have thought about that for me and what I am doing. So first and foremost, I use social media. I do post content and new episodes. I share links to my lead magnets. I do all of those things. I also will go into the Facebook groups and I will, add value where I can. I will promote my new episodes. I will promote my lead magnets. I collaborate with others in the field doing similar things that I am doing. I guest on other podcasts that therapists are listening to. I also will offer a promo to their audience. I give a special code for a discount on a pod course for that podcaster. So for example, once again, when I was on Gordon Practice of Therapy podcast, I gave a special promo code for his listeners to get a free pod course. Okay. So I'm trying to get in front of his audience so I can build my audience. I also do paid advertising on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Like I said, it's a search engine. So people on Pinterest are looking for solutions for problems. And like I said, there are a lot of therapists on Pinterest. Okay. So I hope this episode was helpful. I really feel like everybody's going to have a different marketing plan for their continuing education course. I will tell you that if you're tired and you're feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, that just by posting on social media and all of the 3,000, 5,000 Facebook groups for therapists and you're not getting anywhere, then you really, really need to take a look at what you're doing and what you are hoping to accomplish, because you're spinning your wheels, you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, and it's not happening. So maybe it's time that you took a different approach to how you're marketing. Maybe take a couple of the tips that I've mentioned and just, think about how are you going to grow your audience? And I would encourage you to grow your email list. I would encourage you to get on other podcasts. I would encourage you to maybe consider using Pinterest as a way to find new ears and new eyes for what it is that you're doing. Marketing is really important, and you can't just post on social media anymore and hope for a sale. You need to have a plan and a strategy to get your courses out there and in front of the people who need and want them. It's going to take patience, persistence, and effort to market your courses, but with the right plan in place, you can do it. And it is going to take testing and retesting and evaluating what is working and what isn't working. But that is what marketing is. Okay. So I know it's frustrating when you're not making the sales and you've been at this for a while. But instead of getting frustrated and just saying, oh, it's not working, and you give up, you might just need to tweak your marketing plan. Okay. All right. I hope you guys found this episode helpful. Creating continuing education courses is a great way to add to your income. And like I said, if you missed the episode on creating your first pod course, I highly recommend giving it a listen. I go over everything that you need to get started on creating your first self-study course. So do you still need continuing education to renew your license? If so, head on over to lisamustard.com/pod courses and grab a pod course. Don't forget, you can get your first one half off when you sign up for my email list. You'll get that code right away, so you can use it as soon as you get it. Mustard Consulting is a NBCC approved provider. And on top of pod courses, I now have continuing education courses offered. And the first one I have up is with the fabulous Chris McDonald. She has a holistic counseling training bundle that you can get the bundle on the website. You can head on over to lisamustard.com/CE courses, and you can learn more about Chris McDonald's holistic counseling training series. You can get 3 continuing education contact hours with her trainings, also NBCC approved. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through my website or send me an email at lisa@lisamustard.com. Well, that wraps up another episode of The Therapy Show with Lisa Mustard. I know there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, and I'm thankful you've chosen to listen to mine.
Be sure to visit lisamustard.com to access the show notes and discover more fantastic content.
And I'd be grateful if you subscribe to the show. Thank you.